Last night I watched Godzilla vs. Mothra, a 1 hour 42-minute movie from 1992 directed by Takao Okawara, because as mentioned in yesterday's review, my housemate and I were still kind of devastated by watching Knights of Cabiria. So we needed a little monster movie pick-me-up. And yeah, I give this 3.5 stars, which is my rating for if you're a fan of this kind of thing. Which I am, even though I haven't seen many of them. Godzilla movies from the pre-CGI era, I think, depend a lot on how much you like seeing the old practical effects. I really love them. Even though they're obviously not as quote-unquote realistic as you would see in the modern Godzilla movies, there's something about the practical stuff that feels more connectable to me, as in I feel like I can connect to it more. I think this is best explained for me by Toby Fox, who is the creator of Undertale, one of my favorite games. Undertale has very simple art and was made almost entirely by Fox, and he was asked about the game's art style in an interview with Killscreen in 2015, and he said, "Even if I had a team of 100 artists, I probably wouldn't want it to look any different. There's a psychological thread that says audiences become more attached to characters drawn simply rather than in detail because we can project an image onto it. Visual gags usually benefit from funny, expressive drawings." And that's honestly how I feel about a lot of CGI in general. I don't necessarily think it helps me with getting into the world. The modern American Godzilla, Kong movies aren't bad, but I don't feel the same connection to the monsters that I do with these older ones, and I think it's because the quote-unquote simpler design and movements of the old ones mean that I have to use my imagination and projection more, and that causes me to invest more into it. And like, look at all these cool little effects they have Mothra doing this. It's so cool. I also think there's something to be said about how these movies are forced to be filmed. Humans are very social and we naturally get our cues from how other people are acting. Now, this may not be true, but I believe the reason we throw up when others around us throw up is like self-defense. I think I remember reading something like, well, we may have eaten the same thing as them, so it's beneficial for us as a collective to have an early warning system that the food we ate might be bad from someone with like a weaker stomach or a more sensitive immune system. And so a pet peeve of mine in general is when movies focus too much on the monster itself as a way to make spectacle or fright in horror or monster movies. What's more effective to me a lot of the time is seeing the anxiety and terror and the reaction of the rest of the people. And these movies, with the special effects that they have, kind of had to use a lot of that. So they got very good at integrating a lot of the effects with reaction shots and stuff that makes the audience nervous because we're seeing other people get nervous. With modern CGI, you can have quote-unquote more realistic scenes of the person with the monster as opposed to the person having to react after the fact. There's not as much pressure to really sell how terrifying or wondrous the thing is because you're seeing it on screen. But as any even casual watcher of professional wrestling knows, the thing that makes it most believable is how much the person getting the move done to them is selling. Scott Hall was great on the mic, but look how much he sells this stunner. So good. That's what the actors in these Godzilla movies are so good at too. And for me, I really love it. How do you feel about these movies? Let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.